Hi, welcome. I'm Claudia Braun, and I work with women who struggle with stress, emotional eating, and yo-yo dieting. And I want to talk today about feeling stuck. I hear from a lot of women that they maybe have weight loss and then they end up putting the weight back on, or they start feeling bad about themselves and they start eating to make themselves feel better, and it ends up feeling like no matter what they do, they still end up in this pattern of feeling stuck. So when you're stuck, you know that feeling. You know what it feels like to feel like no matter what you do, things aren't working, or they work for a short period of time, but you get back to the same place. So I wanted to address, how do we handle our stuckness? How do we address that place within ourselves that keeps us repeating this pattern that we don't want to repeat? And maybe I've worked with clients who lost 100 pounds and then they put it back on and then some. So we know it's really not about the number, because they were at theoretically the number that they wanted to be at, and they still didn't feel good, and they still weren't able to keep it off. So we are more than our physical body, and I think this is the piece that frequently doesn't get addressed. When we think of dieting, it's about the food. What are we eating? But we are a physical body, we are a spiritual body, we are an emotional body, and when we don't address those other areas of our life, things don't change. They do change for a short period of time, but it's not long lasting. And so I want to talk today about, how do we create long lasting change? And as somebody who really struggled with my eating for a very long time, over a decade, and I started reading calorie books when I was a kid, and I started dieting, pre-teenager and into my 20s. And then what changed, right? I mean, what was different that has allowed me to have more than 20 years in a very different way? And why I'm so passionate about working with women to change this cycle, because it doesn't have to be that way. And what I know is what we eat and the food we put into our body is important, but it's only one piece. And if we do not address the other two pieces, our life does not change. And so how we think about ourselves matters. And so many times we end up feeling judged by other people, or feeling like we're doing it wrong, or we're not good enough, or somehow there's something wrong with us. And then we walk around and we look for evidence on how people don't like us, people look at us wrongly, people judge us, people, say bad things about us. Maybe they do, but that can't be the determiner of ourselves. And that's what I see happened, is that and I was part of this, and I'm not perfect, so I can still go back there, but not to how it was. And when we look outside ourselves to see if we're doing okay, if we are okay, it puts us right back into what we know gives us comfort, and that's food. And so then we repeat the pattern, and we don't know how it is that here we are, 20 pounds later, 30 pounds later, 50 pounds later, 100 pounds later, and now it feels worse because we did it again. And I think that's the thing that I see with the clients that I work with, is there's a lot of pain and shame in that they can't get this. It's just food, but it's not just food. So I really want you to start seeing it from a bigger picture so that you can have better results. And I think that one of the ways is by starting to have this conversation, which is why I have a Facebook group. I want to be able to address it from a bigger perspective and create community. And I know that when I was making changes in my life, being able to have a group was helpful, but also being able to share more intimately with one person was also really helpful to my life changing. And that's really what I want to offer to you if you're struggling, to help you know that, you're not alone. And you're not the only person who's gone through this, and there is a way out, and it doesn't have to stay this way. And I want to be that, opportunity of hope, and also of really extending myself to you, as I would love to have a conversation with you, because I know that you don't need to suffer. And I know when I was alone with it, I suffered a lot. And I hear from my clients exactly how I felt. There is this pain, shame. We don't want to talk about it. It's like I was not somebody really who talked about being on a diet. I just was on a diet. And so if you're that person, I get it. And there is a way out, and it doesn't not matter how long you've done it, in this way, it can change. And the path is, yes, about addressing your eating, but more about the larger conversation about what else is going on. How else are you treating yourself? How else can you take care of yourself? Where in your life is there room for you? And so many times when we've used food for such a long time, we don't know ourselves very well. And it doesn't matter what age we are, we just don't know ourselves that well because we've done a lot of hiding, and food is a really great place to hide out. But it doesn't give us what we need or what we want in the bigger picture, which is to feel good, to feel safe, empowered, confident, happy. I can't say I felt a lot of joy when I was, doing a lot of eating, and I hear it with my clients. One of the things they want more than anything is, I want to be happy. So, moments of happiness is not a life, but really being able to feel happy, on a daily basis. So I hope this was helpful. I would look forward to hearing your comments, and I hope you'll join me in my Facebook group, because you don't have to suffer alone. And I'm really glad you're here. And if you could use more support, accountability, I would love to talk to you. And we can have a conversation, 30 minutes, and it's an opportunity to see what it would be like to have somebody else hear your story and what that feels like. So reach out to me. And if you hear any kind of loud noise in the background, it is my dog chewing on a bone. So yeah, it's life. Anyways, really good to be here with you today, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next video and hearing your comments. And hopefully you'll join me in my Facebook group. Bye.